Hi, everyone. Thanks for tuning in today as we learn how to make our very own DIY bird feeders. So today we're going to make a really easy recycled craft. We're going to use some items that you can find outside and that you probably have laying around your home. So before we begin, let's talk about what should have been included in your supply kit that you picked up from the library. So first and foremost, you should have an instruction sheet, at least 2 pine cones, a container of birdseed, some ribbon, and a popsicle stick. What you'll need from home to complete this craft is you'll need some peanut butter and you'll need a paper plate. So let's get started. This craft won't take very long, and it's a really awesome craft to do with kids. It's super easy, a little messy, but super easy. Children love it. And what'll happen is you'll be teaching the children how to not only make the craft, but you can also use it as a teaching moment to show them that they can go on ahead and make something that will help the birds outside. We're using some repurposeful stuff to make this craft, and it's something that you can hang outside on your bushes or your trees so that as the weather and the days start to get colder, there'll be something for the birds to eat. And it's really nice if you can hang it somewhere right outside a window. So if you do have children and they help you with this craft, they can look outside and see all the different types of birds that will come to your bushes or trees to feed off of the pine cone. So let's begin. First thing you'll want to do is grab one of your pine cones, and you'll go on ahead and take your peanut butter, spread it onto a plate with the included popsicle stick. So I've already put some peanut butter on my plate. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the peanut butter on my popsicle stick, and I'm going to go on ahead and spread it onto my pine cone. You want to kind of put it a little thick on there, just so that your bird seed is going to adhere to it. And it also kind of helps so that it doesn't dry out really quick. If it's thicker, it kind of gives the birds a little bit of a chance to dig in there and really get some bird seed and the peanut butter. So you'll go on ahead and do that, and you want to put it all the way around. You can see I'm putting it all the way around the pine cone. Be sure to kind of take your popsicle stick and get it into the crevices because you want to be able to get some food in there. You want to be able to use as much of your bird seed as you can. So you'll go on ahead and spread that all over. Leave a little bit on the top where you don't have some, because the next step is going to be to take your string or ribbon that is in your kit. Because you have 2 different pine cones, you'll need to go on ahead and cut it for the length to be able to tie it on both of them. But then what you'll do once you've cut it to go on to both of them, you can do it 2 ways. If you decide to tie it from the top, you'll go on ahead and wrap your string inside. You can see I kind of pushed it inside of the different parts of the pine cone, and then you'll knot it, and then you'll have a loop so that you can hang it. Mine is going to be a little bit longer because I didn't cut it to put it on both of them. I'm just going to give you an idea of how to do this. So you can tie it from the top. If you decide to do it from the bottom, if you want to hang your pine cone this way, you can do that as well. It's up to you how you want it to look. Same idea. You'll take your string, you'll kind of pull it in between parts of the pine cone and knot it, and then you can hang it upside down like so. Now you have the option of putting your ribbon or string on before you start to put the peanut butter. You can do that if you feel more comfortable tying it on before you start, especially for little kids, because sometimes it gets a little messy for them. I would tie my string onto their pine cone for them first. whether they want it on the bottom or the top. Go on ahead and do that, and then proceed to let them slather the peanut butter on there. So I'm just going to kind of tie my string really quick on the top of mine. And then once that is tied on there, and I feel confident that it is pretty secure, I can go on ahead and fill in some of these empty spots with a little bit more peanut butter to kind of coat it. Go on ahead and do that right now. So when you're done, you should have this totally coated. If you'd like, you can do the bottom. I'm going to omit doing the bottom just because it'll make it a little bit cleaner, but you absolutely can coat the entire pine cone. Another thing is, if you don't have enough pine cones, you have a couple children, you don't have any pine cone trees in your neighborhood, that maybe you can gather some from the ground. Another thing that you can do it with that'll work equally well is empty toilet paper rolls. You can easily coat the outsides of them. Only thing with those is you may have to use a hole punch to punch 2 holes in the top so that you can run your string through. Otherwise, the pine cones are probably the best thing because you find them outside. But don't forget that you can use toweling or toilet paper too. So now once it's full of the peanut butter, go on ahead and take your container of seeds and put it on your little paper plate. So if you can see here, I just went on ahead and I poured my bird seed onto the plate. And the next step is going to be to take your pine cone and slowly roll it through the seeds, trying to get as many of them to adhere to your peanut butter, getting it as full and as covered as possible. If you need to add a little bit more peanut butter, go on ahead and do so. If you see any bare spots, of course, add a little bit more peanut butter, roll it a little bit more so that the peanut butter adheres to it and picks up most of the seeds that you have on your plate. I'm just going to finish covering that really quick. Now, once you are finished coating it, you feel good about how it looks. Your next step will be to go outside in your yard. And if you have any tree branches that are close enough that you can hang these, especially for kids, go on ahead and find some branches and hang them from the branch. If you don't have any, but you have some decent sized bushes in front of your house, go on ahead and hang them off of the bushes. You might want to make your string, your loop a little bit smaller, but that's another place that you can put them. The birds will gravitate towards them once they see that they're hanging there with the bird seed. And then you can hang as many or as few as you'd like. And then you get to wait for the magic to start. Once the birds outside discover that you have them hanging there, it'll attract probably cardinals, some little sparrows outside your house. The downfall is that sometimes it does attract squirrels. So if you have a neighborhood that is full of squirrels, don't be surprised if you might see some of them coming up and trying to get some of the seeds and peanut butter off of your roll or your pine cone. But it's a lot of fun to just sit and watch nature take its course, seeing the animals coming. You help them out because they can't forage for food as much when it starts to get cold. When the ground starts to get really hard, it's hard for them to find food. A lot of people don't put bird feed out during the winter months. And a lot of the places and the things that they normally eat are not available like they are during the warmer months. So you kind of not only attract the animals, the birds to your house so that you can just bird watch out your window, but you're also helping them to be able to find food when it's the least available for them. So this has been your craft for today. Really simple. Please be sure to share with us on our Facebook page if you've made this craft. Take a picture where you put it. Take a picture of it when it's done. If you can think of a different thing to put the peanut butter and bird seed on, by all means, snap a shot of that and send it to us. We'd love to see how creative you get with this very simple craft. And if you have any children that you're doing it with, be sure to send a picture to us of that. We'd love to see it. Lastly, before we go, going into the colder months, please have a very safe Thanksgiving, regardless of how you are deciding to celebrate it. Be safe and enjoy it as best you can. Lastly, don't forget to like our page and also to follow our YouTube page so that way you will get notifications when we have new programs that are being posted so that you can tune in and possibly make them and watch them. Thank you so much again, and have a really great Thanksgiving.